Okay, so if you've been around, this is going to be really different from most of the things I've done related to YouTube. First off, hey, I'm Joshy. Most of you might know me as the guy who edits funny stuff from Orange Boy's YouTube account. So I basically started playing Danganronpa because one day I realized I owned every single Danganronpa game on fucking Steam. So a couple friends from the readings had said, hey, you should play these, and I did. We were having so much fun that I kind of decided to record it just so that people who weren't able to make it to when I played it had time to, or at least had the ability to watch what I was going through at that time. So, yeah, but since I'm recording it, I'm going to be putting up on this YouTube channel, I thought I might have some fun and do some editing shenanigans with it. That being said, I should probably recap the entirety of the first chapter in the prologue, because we didn't record those and we're just starting at Chapter 2. So fair warning, I had a script written but didn't save, so I'm probably going to have to go through most of this offhand, and it's going to sound really fucking weird, so I apologize, but here's basically a recap of the prologue in Chapter 1 of Danganronpa. So it starts out with a kid named Makoto Naegi, who's kind of just standing in front of Hope's Peak Academy, because he got accepted into this extraordinary school, and he's like, as he would describe it, a very average person. He's not very, standoutish. He is a very plank of wood, I guess you would say. And he got invited to Hope's Peak Academy for some reason. So the night before, Makoto looks up shit on, was it 2chan? He looks stuff on 2chan to see, like, what's up with the school and shit. And he comes across all the students that are going there, including, like, and all of them will have, like, this ultimate thing they're good at. So, for instance, there's this guy named Mondo. He's the ultimate bike gang leader. There's also a girl named Sayaka, who's the ultimate, was it Pop Sensation? It was Pop Sensation. I thought it was Idol something. I don't know. With a whole host of other characters that, he reads up on and some that he doesn't. So basically, Makoto enters in to Hope's Peak Academy, goes, wow, this is a place, and kind of just, like, wanders around. And then I actually forgot. It's been a bit since I actually did Chapter 1. I think it's been, like, 2 weeks? Like, I think he goes to take a nap or some shit because he was too early, or he kind of just passes out. I forget which one. Eventually, Makoto has a weird dream and then wakes up, and he's, like, in a weird classroom that has, like, bolts and shit all over it. And he's like, wow, this is really weird. I really don't understand what's going on here. So So there's a piece of paper on the desk, kind of just looks at it. The bolts are weird. He goes outside and heads towards the entrance hall, I believe, where everyone's kind of stacked up there. So there he sees the rest of the students there. I'll name them off. Kiyotaka is, like, the ultimate student. Byakuya is the, like, bourgeoisie fuck. Mondo Iwata is just Josuke. And then there's Baseball Man Kuwata. Leon Kuwata, I should say. Fuck. Then we have Peter Griffin over here. And then we meet Yasuhiro, who acts like a very dopey person. I'm convinced that his hair looks like blue onions. I don't know why. Also, I didn't want to draw his hair, because that shit was fucking whack. Then there's Sayaka Mizono, who's basically the pop sensation girl. Then we have Kyoko, who's basically, like, the mysterious girl. We don't know what her ultimate is. Then we have Hina, who is a character I know well because a 15-year-old Joshi saw that. We'll just leave it at that. And then there's Toko, who I don't like. Then there's Sakura. She's cool. And then there's Celeste, who's fucking I don't know how to feel about this character. Then there's Junko, another thing that 15-year-old Joshi knows. And then there's Chihiro. So I click on all of them, get to know them, talk to them, and shit like that. And then everyone's freaking out, and they're all freaking out. And then I believe, what is it? They hear something to go to a gymnasium? Or does Makoto get knocked out? But basically, I think they all go to the gym and meet Monokuma for the first time. And then he tells them about what's going on. And then, like everyone's freaking the fuck out. And then Makoto tells Mondo to calm down, and Mondo knocks his shit in, which, not a great first impression, but we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. Shit's kind of tense. And then I believe they all meet in the cafeteria and talk about how to get out and such, and they're discussing and setting up stuff. And then they're introduced to their rooms and shit. And the first thing that and they all go to their rooms and stuff. The first thing that Makoto makes note of is that his door is jammed. I also forgot to mention that Makoto when he got knocked out, he woke up in his room. Because Sayaka brought him there. So yeah. So after that, basically, we find out that like, hey, this is how you get out by graduation and shit like that, and then some time passes. Monokuma's all like, come to the AV room. Everyone goes to the AV room. Makoto watches a like video that shows his family being like, yo, good luck at Hope's Peak Academy, and then immediately followed by devastation of shit got raw. Maybe, I don't know. Did it? I'm not sure. Maybe they'll explain it later. After Makoto watched that, he reasonably freaks out. Scary. And then everyone else comes in, grabs their DVD that has a name on it. I didn't specify it had a name on it, but you know, whatever. And then, what is it? They're all like, holy shit, what the fuck? And then Sayaka has an especially like violent reaction and just fucking bolts out. So after she bolts out, we try to find her. She's in what was it? She was in a classroom, and she's kind of hiding there, kind of fucking freaking the fuck out. And like, I think in the meantime we figure out that like she went to the same like middle school, or was it high school? I forget. Middle school is a school with Makoto, and Makoto just never noticed her or even fucking looked at her directly in the eye. And she's like, wow, Makoto, I really like you. And Makoto's like, you smell nice. But then like what is it? Later on, I think that same day, after like Makoto like talks to Sayaka and like basically helps her through that, Sayaka basically comes in the night following and goes like, I think someone's trying to like break into my room. And then like Makoto's like, what, really? And then Makoto's like, really? I didn't know that. Holy shit, that's scary. Want to sleep in my room? And like, you know, it's not like necessarily Makoto's trying to make a move, because I don't even think this guy knows what sex is. And he's all like, yeah, sleep in my room. And Sayaka's like, isn't that weird when we have sex? Not that I mind. And Makoto's like, what? But then basically, Sayaka basically suggests they go in the swap rooms, essentially. And then they do swap rooms, in fact. And then Makoto falls asleep in Sayaka's bed going, the smell of Sayaka, And then he wakes up the next day and goes to the lunchroom. And you know something's up, because I immediately noticed, hey, there's like a person missing right now. Where the fuck are they? And then it kind of hit me. I was like, oh shit, Sayaka's not here. So it takes a bit, but Makoto realizes it, rushes to his room, and then Sayaka's fucking found dead. And he basically like fucking collapses, because seeing a dead body will fuck you up, I must imagine. So then Makoto wakes up in the gym after people found him and like went like, oh shit. And Monokuma's like, yo dudes, a body's been found. So I didn't talk about Monokuma earlier because I'm reading this offhand and not using a script at all. But Monokuma's basically, from what I've gotten, is Chris McClane taken to his logical extreme from Total Drama Island. But Monokuma basically sits them down and just discusses, hey dudes, you got about a couple of hours before the class trial, and if you don't find the right person that killed the person, that's game over, dudes. So basically it describes that, like, if someone kills and then the murderer gets away, everyone basically dies except for the murderer. So basically, if you murder someone, you are willing to murder the rest, because in order for you to get the fuck away, you're going to have to sacrifice everyone else. So it's a pretty raw ass deal, meaning that even if you were to say to do it, you would be morally questionable of your ethics on whether or not like that would actually be okay. So then everyone starts thinking it's Makoto because he was the last person in there. So everyone's suspicious of Makoto, which is fair. So it starts the investigation, which, you know, is a little interesting, that considering that I have to look for clues and stuff in this visual novel. Well, not visual novel. I guess it's a video game. I don't fucking know. But as I was saying, Makoto goes and, you know, searches for clues and shit. He goes to his room, which Leon, if it wasn't for Leon who pointed it out, Leon states, hey, look, someone swapped the signs on the door, because everyone has like dedicated name signs for their doors, and Leon points it out going, wow, what the fuck is this? And Makoto's like, what the shit? Well, he doesn't say what the shit. He goes, "Oh my goodness, what happened? How our names swapped and they knew which room was hers. Oh no." And then talking to everyone else, he goes into the bathroom where Sayaka was fucking murked hard and looks at it and proceeds to find evidence and all sorts of things. You know, Danny, blah, 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 broken wrist, golden dust, sword and shit, scuffle, everything else. The peculiar thing is that, like, the doorknob was broken into. It was, like, actually tampered with, like, tools and shit. And that kind of made me think, well, it has to be a guy then, or at least a girl that has close contact with a guy. Because, like, guys were the only ones to get, like, toolkits. And, you know, the girls got sewing kits. Which, you know, that's a thing. Or something like that. They also got an anatomy of the body in case they want to murder someone, effectively. Which, yeah. But that was probably real. Should have brought that up way earlier. Oh well. So the one thing that I do notice is that apparently there are numbers scribbled behind Sayaka's dead body in the bathroom, and her pink blood. So that way it's like she was writing like a message kind of, and then you kind of see it, look at it, and I didn't notice this until someone pointed it out. But there's like a weird like line, faint line in between like two of the numbers that make it look like an N, and when you flip it, it spells a name. I won't state it until later. So I keep looking for clues, and then I go, it has to be a guy because the toolkit. And I keep searching around, and then I think I talked to Taka, and he basically states like, "Hey, no wait, we went to the Infernus and Trash Room, and it was like, hey, a Monokuma bot's like there being like, listen, dudes, you can't go in here. Only the trash person can." And like that was, and then I went like, okay, well, why don't I go check who knows trash? And apparently Taka would know trash. And I went to go talk to him, and apparently we were discussing it, and like he was like, "Oh yeah, Monokuma told us to take care of trash. So I was discussing it, and we let her Fumi touch it." And I immediately went like, oh, that motherfucker. I fucking Linkara ran to his ass. Because I was like, you motherfucker, show me your toolkit. Bitch, show me your toolkit right now. And then Hifumi's like, okay, I'll show you. Yeah. And basically, we went to the trash area with Hifumi, and he was able to unlock a gate that was previously locked for us. And we saw there was a broken like set of glass, and then like a burnt like cuff. So like someone's cuff was burnt. So it's really weird because if I'm being honest, that cuff that I saw did not match the clothing that the culprit was wearing. But basically we learned from this is that like, hey, the last time Hifumi was in there, the Infernus wasn't on, and basically for some reason as soon as we went in, it was on again. And there's a burnt shirt and all this other stuff. And, go from there. We were like, damn, who could have done this with the gate down? It must have been Hifumi. And then we put two and two together. And I went like, wait a minute. Isn't Baseball Man the ultimate baseball thrower? So, and when you flip the name, it says Leon. So, yeah, that's definitely a thing, I suppose. So while I figured out it was the Leon, I still had to discover some stuff. I had to talk to Chihiro, ask her about the numbers, because it was originally like, 11037? Was like, oh, why did she write these numbers? But it's actually like Leon, like upside down. So like, we went to talk to Chihiro about it because she's the ultimate programmer. And she's like, I don't know, really. I'm kind of just here. I'm scared. I don't want to leave Junko's dead body. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention, Junko got fucking murked. So when we were in the gymnasium, when we just discovered the body, Junko's like, I don't want to be a part of this bullshit, kicks Monokuma, and then proceeds to get javelined a lot. So, like, her dead body's kind of just, like, hanging out there. And Chihiro's like, I don't want to leave her. Eh. So we go ask Chihiro, and she's like, I don't know. And there's nothing, that doesn't really mean anything in the coding world. And then we talked to, was it Yasuhiro, who's all like, yo, dude, I'm so fucking stoned. Oh god, everyone's dying. Shit, this is really killing my fucking buzz, dude. Chihiro, do you know anything about a glass ball? What? So we asked Chihiro about the glass ball, and apparently it's a what is it? It's a mystic ball because he bought it from some shit for like 1,000,000 yen or some shit like that. I don't know. Guys doesn't seem all that way together. So we pieced together that someone had taken his weird fucking crystal ball and used it to turn on the furnace when they couldn't get access to it, and apparently Yasuhiro just left it in the washing room, which fucking idiot. So anyways, continuing on, basically class trial comes up. I think I searched for another additional piece of evidence but didn't really find it. We go to the class trial, and we were able to like it's really weird because it's the deducing, and the gameplay is really interesting here because I did kind of terribly but not like too bad. It's very forgiving, and we were able to piece together that like a set of events, which even in that set of events, turns out hey, in this set of events, Sayaka had wanted to switch rooms because she wanted to frame Makoto for the murder. So she was like, I'm going to frame Makoto for the murder, and asked Leon to come to her room in order to kill him, and then like proceeds to try to kill him, fail epically and get her wrist broken, hides herself in the bathroom, Leon trying to break in to actually finish the job, because that's kind of fucked up after like breaking her wrists, defending himself from her. Then proceeds to get his toolkit and like disassemble the lock because like he thinks it's locked when in all actuality the door's just a little bit jammed and you have to lift up in order to open it. So like he kind of tries to break in, and when he gets in he fucking stabs Sayaka, and then basically like he cleans up the mess as for said. And it turned out that Sayaka was the one that like switched the nameplates on the door, and it was in order to like frame Makoto. But after that we deduced that it's a Leon, and then we prove our innocence, and then it's true, and then Leon proceeds to get executed via fucking some real hard shit of like being pelted with baseballs until death. That's some shit, I'll tell you that for free. And everyone's kind of fucked up about it, and everyone kind of goes like, I guess we'll all go back and kind of rest for a bit, because that's kind of a fucked up situation. Not gonna lie, it is. They kind of just watch someone die. And then like Kyoko kind of takes Makoto to the side and it's all like, hey, I think like she probably had second thoughts framing you, because she wrote the name Leon, and like she's like, it doesn't fit her MO to help leave that kind of clue for you, so maybe she wasn't sure, and maybe why she failed in her murder attempt. And then like Makoto goes, yeah, so that's pretty much like the small gist of like how much I've played of Danganronpa so far, from prologue to chapter 1. I know it's like I skipped a bunch of important details, but like also it's been a while, and secondly I guess it's like I don't really care that much about like doing this whole presentation. I guess it's to a certain degree kind of describe my current thought process as I go. We're down 3 people. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. Hopefully you'll enjoy part 2. I do apologize. I didn't realize that I would want to record this as I was going through chapter 1 in the prologue. So hopefully you'll enjoy the other shit. So yeah.